You're listening to Needless to Say, another disgraceful member of the Damaged Goods Podcast Network. Check out us and other great shows at damagedgoodsinc.com. Inspiration. Sometimes inspiration strikes whether you're an artist, musician, writer, or half-assed comedy podcast host. Then sometimes it doesn't, and you're left there with the mind as blank as the look on Mike's face after being told, "No, Mike, I'm not hungry." You can try and put something together the best you can, but it usually comes out looking or sounding forced, and it's not the best representation of yourself or what you do. And it leaves you unsatisfied. You can't search for a forced inspiration. It's just something that shows up out of the blue like some strange dude from another state at the bar you've been hanging out for years. But when it does, it works. Now, all this was just a long-winded way of me telling you, the listener, and the two guys at this table, that I don't have shit for an intro. So before I continue to ramble with absolutely nothing of importance to say, Maestro, hit that music.
Welcome back to Needless to Say. It's been a hell of a week, and I am here with two guys who have absolutely zero chance of winning the lottery. Ladies and gentlemen, like you don't know them already, I'd like to introduce you to Mega Pennies and Power Bottom. Welcome, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
Not too bad. I get the winning ticket. It's at my house, tucked away safe.
You know, I've heard this lame joke by everybody. I got it. No need to buy anymore.
Don't buy anymore.
People actually believe it. We all know it's going to Florida.
Yep.
And it's going to be some guy who's got as many DWIs as he does teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
or an 87-year-old woman that lives by herself. And she's like, I'm leaving it to
with
my
no
dogs.
family.
yeah.
No family. Yeah, exactly.
Is there a good charity around here for alligators?
Yeah.
Fucking Florida. Do you guys watch that show, The Good Place?
No.
See, you should, because they had the best line ever, and they're in Australia, and they're in a bank in Australia, and they actually said, if somebody walks in here from Florida, we're automatically told to shut down the bank. You can cut that out, but it was worth mentioning.
Oh, shit.
So how's everybody's week? Good?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Oh, something I want to introduce this week. Hello to all the new listeners. I don't know what happened this week.
Yeah, we did have a big boost.
No, we had like an exponential boost.
Yeah.
And I think I know where it's from. I'm not going to blow sunshine just yet, but I'm pretty sure I know where it's coming from. But thank you.
Yes.
And welcome.
Definitely.
And yeah, we do this every week. Don't think we just spend an hour and a half talking about our weeks.
No.
Like, that's not what we do.
No.
But, you know, for those who've been with us for the long haul, they count on this. They rely on this to find
They
out.
really want to know.
They really need to know.
They're concerned.
If Craig laid floor and if Mike laid pipe.
Certified pipe layer.
But that's it. So tell me, what's going on? Tell them.
Now, there was one thing that was bothering me through the week. It was last week we discussed we were talking about movies that were with the hashtag Me Too thing and the way things didn't fit. And I thought about it after. I was like, we never mentioned The Professional.
Oh, good call.
Like movies that wouldn't fly now.
It didn't fly then.
It did, yeah. It was implied that he was sleeping with her. You know,
If you think about her movie history, that's Natalie Portman.
that Natalie Portman, and in the movie she was 12
If
that, like
yeah.
11 or 12. And there's a scene where she gets out of the bed. He's in the bed, and she gets out of the bed, and she's wearing his underwear, his boxer shorts.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. So
I do
If you think
remember
about
that
her
scene.
movie career, though, think about who she's fucked over the years. She fucked Jean Reno, who
Yep.
was 40 years her senior.
yeah,
And then later on, she was the older one and basically fell in love with an 8-year-old boy in Star Wars.
yeah, right? Yeah, exactly.
So to Natalie Portman.
Tonight,
First toast of the night.
hashtag her too. No, I just thought about it. It was like, I can't believe we didn't bring that up.
I can't believe I didn't bring it up.
I can't believe nobody's brought up the fact that she's so ridiculously unfuckable. I find her revolting.
Really? I
Her
haven't
and
seen
the
her.
one that
Really?
played the body double in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Keira Knightley.
Oh, yeah.
Also unfuckable.
Well, they had to get an unfuckable to play an unfuckable.
Well, I mean, in terms of casting, A+.
Yeah.
In terms of like face,
I don't think she's that bad. You think so?
well, that's good. I mean,
I don't know.
you'd fuck up
Depends.
catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
So whatever.
One that was left in the rain.
I'm thinking about it.
There
Yeah,
were
you're
a few
probably
I
right.
mentioned, but we had to delete the outline this week, so I've got to think back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
No,
ask.
but-
Don't ask why, people.
Yeah.
It's not worth bringing.
It was
up.
a rough week, needless to say, but we got through
Yeah.
it. We're here.
Yeah.
We're back here. It's Friday night. We're here. It's all good.
I'm just trying to think of what I put on this. There was several movies.
Yeah,
and TV
we were
shows.
talking about it throughout the week. And
I mentioned Family Matters last week, but there was another sitcom, like one of those really friendly kids sitcoms,
yeah.
like TGIF Friday kind of thing, that was creepy as fuck, and I can't think of it. It'll come to me later, and we'll edit it in.
We got to mention Ron's birthday.
Yeah. It's yep.
Reluctant Ron.
For the diehards
Ron.
who were here for the one episode he appeared on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 1 or 2? I think he
was
did
just one.
I think we can get him back.
He was,
He's been wanting to come back.
It's been almost a year. He was on the Halloween episode
No,
last
he
year.
didn't.
Christmas. It was right before the
Do that. It was
Christmas.
right.
was
It
it?
was right after Christmas.
Yeah.
We did the full basement with Manny. We did scenes from a hat,
That's right.
Yes.
That's what it was.
and Ron was here for that using his hat.
His
Yeah.
hat
Yeah.
from the Halloween party.
Yeah.
And he hasn't
Exactly.
contributed shit since. So happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was it. I mean, my week was just a typical, going to work, getting up, nothing major happened. But that was bothering me all week thinking about that. I was like, well, I can't believe we didn't bring that up.
I know. That's a good call. Definitely.
I'm sure we'll get
Should've
more.
brought
I think
that up.
every week in our weekend
Yeah,
review,
yeah.
let's just think of more shows that are completely inappropriate now, thanks to Me Too.
Yep.
Hashtag thanks a lot.
But how was your week, Mike?
It was all right. Been watching the Red Sox. They're going on to the
Oh
World
yeah,
Series,
they are.
baby.
They're cleaning up. They're
Freaking
cleaning
awesome,
up.
man.
Yeah, no, because you guys are such avid sports fans. You've mentioned the Red Sox exactly 0 times up until this episode.
Exactly. I'll never watch it during.
I was going to say, how's the breeze on that
I-
bandwagon?
Ever.
I
Ever.
never
I never
watched-
did.
Very rarely do I watch a baseball game during regular season.
Yeah.
Unless I go to it. I'll go to a baseball game. I love going to baseball
Yeah,
games.
that's fun
You know,
shit. man.
I
It's
love
awesome.
going to Fenway and sitting there. I do. But other than that, it's fucking too much.
Yeah, it's too long.
It's too much to sit down and watch a ball
No,
game.
it's too much waiting for someone to do something.
Not just that. There's like
When you're
300
when
other
you're at the
channels.
park, it's different. You know what I mean? When you're at the park, it's different. There's shit going on, things that
Yeah, and
when
you're
you're
still
watching
not
on TV, you're just listening to two commentators bullshit for 5 minutes between pitches. You know what I mean? So it gets a little too much for
To me, that's the most relaxing afternoon, and I actually prefer it on radio. I like sitting in
I
my
like it.
yard
It's-
and listening to
it
a
is
ball
better on radio
because you get
yeah.
to you use your imagination a little bit. But I think the real reason Craig doesn't go to baseball is because nobody wants to sit with him and listen to his fucking. I was a fat kid who had 16 home runs.
I did.
Because I was a
12.
fucking mongoloid 12-year-old. Drag my knuckles. You could actually see the knuckle tracks going from the dugout to home plate.
I was like 5'4", 180.
And then he'd go up there and they say, use a bat. And he'd like, no, I'm going to use a piece of this flooring. And he would swing it and then still brag about the fact that kids half his size couldn't catch up with his 16 massive fucking home run. At least Al Bundy played against people his size. Fucking Little League moose. Ruined the game for everyone. But anyway, you were saying, Mike?
And of course, went out and bought lotto tickets. Come on.
You had to.
Everyone has to, it seems.
Because, when it was 300 million, it was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with people who don't want to win $48 million? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I find it funny that people are like, wow, that's $70 million or whatever it is, whatever the low total is. They're like, I don't
not
really
worth
need
it."
to play. If somebody said, hey, I'm dropping off a giant satchel, because it's not a bag,
Yeah.
it's a satchel full of $70 million. You telling me you wouldn't leave your house? you'd probably go make the trip. If somebody said, I'm leaving a bag of cash, but you got to find it at a gas station nearby. You tell me you're not getting in your fucking car?
Yeah.
But because apparently this world is so fucking lazy that asking the machine to quick pick a lottery pick for you.
For $2.
It's like, hey, machine, inanimate object, craft me a winner. Because I don't want to even take the time to pick 7 fucking numbers. That's what it is. So this thing rises.
Yeah.
All the diehards and the gambling addicts will still play.
Oh, yeah.
And they build it up. And then all of a sudden it hits about 350, 400. And the morning newscasters start getting in on the, hey, you guys might want to get your tickets. It's getting pretty high. Again, $70 million changed my life. I budgeted a fucking chalupa not that long ago. Yeah. And
well, what's it up to now? Like almost $1 billion?
970 million.
It's 970. If nobody wins tonight or whenever the next drawing is, it will be up to $1.2 billion.
That's ridiculous.
So if you take the cash payout on $1.2 billion, you're still walking around with roughly $500 million. And now, again, like we mentioned the last time we discussed lottery, I'd still think about all the money I left on the table. I would be angry with that. But now that I've been through the mortgage process, I realize just how most of our life is just greasing our assholes and bending over.
Yep.
And so I'd probably just grab that cash and I would go bathe in it and roll around in it. And I'd take the kids to Disney World and I'd probably leave them there. And that would be it.
Powerball is 460 or something like 460 million.
Pish change.
Yeah.
It's just so funny that the higher these
just fucked up.
jackpots get, the more people play.
I bought
and
both
the
of
less
them.
chance you have to win.
So
it's funny.
I bought both of them, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I win them both.
Well, I'd say this will be the last episode of the show.
Nah,
No,
that wouldn't happen.
We'd build a
Well,
nice
no,
studio.
but I wouldn't be able to look
No,
at you.
there would be a delay.
build a nice huge studio.
No, because you'd still call me and be like, am I picking you up again? Well, yeah, in one of your 9 cars. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, no, I'd be like, Jeeves will be there in a
go.
minute.
It'll be exactly.
And then he'd text me, hey, you getting beer? I'm never paying for beer.
Oh no.
But anyway, no.
Just do a show at a brewery that we buy. Fuck
Yeah, that's it.
What, you're going to make shit beer? Is that going to be your fucking tagline?
Just right near a pond, scooping water out of it.
And knowing
all
Mike's
good.
originality, the
It's
name
all
of the
good.
company is going to be called Not Bud Light.
Not Bud Light. Yeah.
So, but I mean, this begs the question. I mean, we've covered this topic before. But my wife and I have this bad habit where we have this conversation every time we're on a road trip longer than 40 minutes.
Yeah.
What would we do with this amount of money? We kind of joked that Craig would quit the show because he would, or he'd go buy his way onto a better one. But I mean, I kind of want to revisit it again. What, Craig, since you brought this up, or Mike actually did, so let's start with you.
No,
what
I
would
don't-
you do with this amount of cash?
Me? Monster trucks, baby. First
Monster
fucking
trucks.
thing. Guaranteed. Monster
This
trucks.
explains your
Whatever.
checking account right now. That's your first fucking
Monster
investment.
trucks, baby. No. Yeah, I'd get a monster truck, whatever. One that breathes fire and shit.
It's still gonna rust out.
Craig.
With
Yeah, it would
Gatling
still be
guns
all
on the
rusty.
side.
Guns on it and shit, all rusted out. Yeah, that guaranteed. And go around the world with everyone, man. That's the first thing I would do. Just take everyone everywhere and make a plan.
But
while
that
we're
can't
on
happen because we all still have to go to work. If
No, you
win.
don't. Fuck no, man. Are you kidding me? My friends and family.
I'm not living off
Bills
your tip
paid.
for the rest of your life.
Bills paid. Listen,
They're
all
gonna
bills
listen to you,
paid.
bitch, and be
No.
happy about it.
No,
'Cause
all
he's
bills.
paying me.
All bills paid. All bills paid. New houses for everybody, and a couple million in your bank accounts, and fucking you guys do whatever the fuck you want. How's that?
We're still
That's
gonna
what I
argue.
would do.
We're still gonna argue. Exactly. It's still
It's going to be
happen.
like the end of the jerk. You're going to have the same shitty beer. You're just going to have more of it.
Yes, I know. I get a personal chef too,
Yeah.
and a personal trainer, right up by my side.
A personal trainer.
He's gonna train me how to eat that food that the personal chef's
Yeah.
gonna fucking make.
Holy shit.
Investing in Amway stock is a
Mike's gonna
less
be a-
risky investment than investing in Mike's personal
Mike's
trainer.
gonna train to jog down the junk food aisle at fucking
Just dangling Cheetos from a fucking fishing pole.
I'd create some charities, build some schools around the world, do mass amounts of drugs, all the normal shit.
All
that-
the normal-
all the
that's
normal
pretty good.
things.
You're going to do it in that order, too, right?
Yeah,
You're
well,
like,
you
oh,
have
we,
to.
we couldn't believe when Mike, the benefactor, came through and he bought us all a school. And then we found him behind it with powder all over his fucking nose and a straw shoved up his ass. He was trying to freebase gasoline. We don't know what was going on.
Yep. Hell yeah, man, money.
I don't know. I know what I would do. I would tell this mortgage company to eat a swollen, veiny dick.
Fuck yeah, man.
And in those words, I'm not even exaggerating for the sake of this show. I would actually call him up. His name's Brett. And they're like, hey, Brett,
really?
eat my swollen, veiny dick. Then I'd call the IRS and do the same fucking thing. Because not only do I owe the money already, but they're going to take half of my winnings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, hey, IRS, choke on what's left of Brett's dick. But that's not all. I'm going to go tell the credit card companies, hey, thanks for all the beer you bought me over these last 8 years or so. Now eat the shit that came out of the other people that ate Brett's dick. If only it ended there. I would then call Melissa's student loan company and I'd say, hey, gargle the puke that came from the other company's sick shit that came from eating infected dicks and loose feces.
Oh my God.
And then I would buy new lawn furniture for the house I'm already buying. And these are my lottery dreams.
Fucking lottery.
I would just, first off, I'd invite everybody over for the party and the bonfire, which would be my current house.
Yep.
That would be the bonfire. And then,
There's a giant pink cloud
exploding
over.
roasting, everybody in the yard partying, it'd be great. And then I would move, and then charity, like you said, charity, fuck that. I just donated 500 and something million to the United States because they took it in taxes.
Yeah, let them delegate.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I would do the normal thing. I would hire a financial advisor, lawyer type guy to ensure that I never worked ever again.
You need a financial advisor with $500 million?
Well, yeah, I would because
You still don't have to work ever again.
No. But I mean, I would do it because I would do things. I would set up trusts for people in my family and stuff, and do the normal thing. I would be responsible to an extent.
I'm actually
But then
just
I would
psyched that Mike got his own beer. I mean,
I
that
would
personal
probably-
trainer's already paying
And then
off.
didn't get us any. You fucking dick. You're out. I'm cutting you out.
What? I asked you if you wanted one.
I said yes.
You were too busy fucking talking. Never mind.
on a radio show.
Because that's
Go
what we
on.
do.
But I would definitely set aside a couple $100,000 for revenge purposes
Nice.
on people that ever wronged me.
That's an ample budget. I like
No,
that. I like
a
your
couple
thinking.
$100,000. Nothing violent. Like not hiring fucking assassins or anything. Just
Maybe.
there would be a couple of more people living in boxes in New York City, or wherever in Providence, wandering around, fucking asking for change because I would
I
fucking.
wouldn't waste my time on that.
Oh no,
shit.
I would.
Fuck
Are you
that.
fucking kidding me? It's my
no.
dream.
The best revenge is having all that money.
That's like one of the first things.
living
I'd be
your
like,
life.
well, we got to budget this. That would be immediate.
That financial advisor's like, wait a minute, you have a vengeance budget?
Yes, yeah, exactly. That would be one of the first things. would be
And
the
if he's
vengeance
cool,
budget.
he's going to be like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And do you mind if I allocate a few hundred?
Yeah.
You'd have to have a legal budget about the same freaking amount.
Well, that's the first thing when you win, the first thing you hire is a lawyer.
Yeah.
And you get one. And we know way too many, and I'm not hiring any of them.
No.
They know too much.
Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, typical shit. I would still live in a normal size. I wouldn't buy no giant mansion.
I would build.
I would just build it. I mean, I'd live in a better,
Literally.
bigger house with all the bells and whistles.
I'd just
But
love to
not-
see a bigger lawn here so you don't mow it.
I love when
You're
people
kidding
say
me? To be
I
like
wouldn't
20
buy a
Mexicans
man-
in that fucking.
I love when
yard
people
mowing
say I
that
wouldn't
thing.
buy a mansion because I wouldn't want to clean it.
Yeah,
If I owned a
right.
mansion, I ain't fucking cleaning
No
it.
shit. No doubt.
I mean, honestly, you can probably get an immigrant
Yeah, that's what I'm
for
talking
like
about.
10 cents on the dollar. And I'm all for that because, hey, we're creating jobs.
creating jobs.
We're not
doing
even asking
things.
her to pay taxes. Just
Yep.
take this $100 bill. I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. So I don't know what else I would do. I mean, I'd probably try to save a few TV shows. There were a handful I was thinking about.
Yeah, we talked
I'd like
about
to bring
this.
them back.
That would be a good idea.
I know
Get
we
into
do a lot of
TV.
TV, but let's be real. This show is us. This is supposed to be the conversation we'd have on a Friday night, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is kind of where I'm coming from. So if we're being too repetitious, there are other shows on the Damaged Goods Network you should listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, other podcasts outside of that, no, don't. Just the ones on Damaged Goods. But if you're tired of our shit, there are 5 other shows, maybe 4. I don't know. We're not really sure what's going on with beta testing. Yeah. It's a little cloudy. I think one show I would bring back, Cheers.
Absolutely. That's on my list.
Because there is nothing more recession-proof than a bar.
Yep.
And not only do I want to age with old characters, but I want to drink with new ones. And I think that would be a show that could go on theoretically forever. They're talking about doing The Walking Dead for another 100 years.
Yeah.
They're trying to sign Norman Reedus to a 100-year contract. And, he's already 40-something, so no. But I
Walking Dead
really
at the
feel
end of
like
the
Cheers
contract.
would be a timeless show that we can do and do well.
Oh, definitely. My father always told me growing up too. There's, if you have no money, you always got money to drink. No matter what, you always find money to drink.
No, but
My father
like,
didn't teach me a lot, but
there's,
he
there's
taught
always
me the
people,
important
there's always
things.
people in the bar, and Cheers was great. The characters were phenomenal.
Characters were great,
but you could
definitely.
almost do Cheers as an anthology series, in a sense. You know what I mean? And that's what, like I said, that was another one of my shows was Twilight Zone. I would bring the Twilight Zone back
Fucking
as
love
a
the
true
Twilight Zone.
anthology.
Love it.
30-minute quick hit shows that don't tie into the last episode. You know what I mean? They're just whatever it is, whether it's sci-fi or fantasy or just mystery
was
or murder.
based on.
But you could almost do that with Cheers. And the bar is the only tie-in. It's just the people coming in. You know what I mean?
How about you make a Twilight bar?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Walk into the bar and something, what I mean?
People walk into the men's room and come
Yeah.
out high.
Yeah.
Big fucking mystery. And then at the end of the night, the bartender keeps cleaning up spare mirrors. Doesn't know what the fuck to do with them.
Yeah. No, but I mean, but like you said, and even that, you could continue Cheers on forever by, even if you did a season with straight characters and towards the end of a season, you worked someone in, someone left. You know what I mean? Just
That's how
continued on.
bars actually operate.
That's how they work.
Yeah.
I mean, think back to when we started hanging out at the one bar we always mentioned, the Kinsman.
Yeah.
We love that place.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when I first went in there, I mean, there's still all the pillars, all the main characters, if you will.
Yeah.
And the owner of the bar is definitely a personality. He is the leader of this show.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other faces have come and gone, and we've lost a few along the way, and we've gained a few that we really like.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing thing. So a bar show makes a lot of fucking sense. I think that's a really good one. Another one I was going to do, there's this stupid reality show called Supergroup.
Oh my God.
I remember
And I
that.
want them to redo it every year with Sebastian Bach and 4 other people. I don't even care who the other 4 are. I don't even care. It's like Sebastian Bach leading the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Like I just want.
That sound good.
Exactly. At one point on this show, the original run, they basically took it was Sebastian Bach, Ted Nugent. We mentioned this on the Cycle episode, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know,
did.
did we?
But basically,
I remember
but
that.
Actually, yes, because Kaz did probably the best Sebastian Bach impersonation.
Oh my God.
Can you
I've
plug
fucking
that
heard.
in here?
Definitely, man.
Yes.
Craig's going to grab that audio. You're going to plug it right.
Now.
Close the fucking doors, man!
Yeah, Kaz is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's badass, man. I love that. But I would love to see him with like guys in like a brass band. Nothing but tubas and shit. And no matter what, he'd still try to name this weird supergroup Fist.
Yeah.
So that was definitely one that needs a little more funding.
Yeah.
And then finally, I wanted The Sopranos. I feel like, you know what? We didn't get an answer. Now, James Gandolfini's dead,
Yeah.
so that kind of shakes things up a little bit. But I'd like to think that AJ wised up.
wised up a bit. Yeah.
And then he pulled a little Michael Corleone and took over Jersey after he kind of got over himself and stopped being a bitch. I think a little AJ Soprano, and I also think Carmela, after Tony dies, she's a lot smarter than the average bear. I think she could have come in.
Kind of steps up and almost becomes the first, like, well, that would be kind of a weird twist, especially right now with the way things work.
Have a female
Have
boss.
a female boss.
Well, it happened on that one episode when they went to Italy.
Yeah.
Okay, and she was running the show.
Yep.
I think that would be a real interesting twist where Carmela for years tried to get away from it. In reality, her whole family was in it too.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just a mobster just like the rest of them.
Just like the rest of it.
But I would watch that show. I would want to see where the Sopranos ended up. I know there's so few of them left, but Paulie's still there.
And he was like my favorite. Paulie was fucking hilarious.
We don't know what happened to Silvio. I don't know if he lived or died, but
He plays guitar for Bruce Springsteen.
so he found a hobby. Good for him. I'm all for it. But anyway, that's mine. I'm going on rants tonight. Fuck it.
And my only other one would be Deadwood,
That
which was a fantastic fucking
That was
show.
a great show.
That got canceled way too early, I thought.
And you guys know
And-
I don't watch a lot of shows and stuff like that, but that's one that I did watch.
Deadwood's fantastic, but
Fucking
season
great
2
show.
killed it.
Yeah.
Too goddamn slow.
Yeah.
And then when they realized at the end that we got to pick shit up, it was too late.
Yeah.
That's one thing about that series that it was like that big time.
It
get
did slow down, but it was,
slow.
yeah.
But
it
the
was, I
action
mean,
was
what a
good.
great show that
it
was.
It was a good show.
But I mean,
I also need to know, does everybody in the Old West really say cocksucker that much?
yeah.
I find it really hard to believe that was the only word. I thought it was like, you dirty, rotten bandit.
That's the 20s,
or
dude.
you're a cotton licking whatever. No, you're
Picking.
a cocksucker. I don't know what town this was, but it was like the Compton of the Old West.
It was. It was insane.
Compton
It was
Wood.
insane. But I mean, that was a great show. What I mean, there's no. I can't think of anything else that could come back, in a sense, that it would be enjoyable, but where it's not a remake.
Well, yeah, that's the whole
You know,
thing.
that's the thing, is you can't do a remake of an old show. It just sucks.
Oh yeah, tell that to the people who made Charmed, and the people that made. Think of any remake that's been
Yeah, no.
Battlestar Galactica.
Actually, the second one blew away the first fucking.
I
season.
get
I
it,
don't know
but the
about
point
that,
is,
man.
It's not about the quality of the show, and I'm sorry, Mike.
No.
It's about the originality.
Yeah.
Are you telling me we're really out of ideas now? We need a Charmed remake. We needed a 90210 remake.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that much time since 90210 ended. Now they're doing it, or they did it again. Melrose Place, Dallas, Dynasty, all of these shows.
Yeah.
We officially out of ideas on TV.
No shit.
No amount of money is going to change that. You can bring a show back like they've done with a lot of shows like Will and Grace and all the shit we talked about already. But I find it really, really fucking hard to believe that there is no originality left in TV.
Yeah.
We need to make a Golden Girls. I know I mention Golden Girls all the time, but we need a Golden Girls.
All
with-
modern. They
with
got tattoos and
cougars,
shit.
man. Yeah, hot chicks, man.
They all got tramp stamps.
Hot old women. That's what we need.
That sounds like a fucking personal issue, kid. Mike's been watching granny porn. Sith apparently has fucking sent him too many.
Yes, Sith, stop.
Yeah, the Sith Lords apparently sent him too many fucking.
Just like I said to him in the chat, Sith, thank you for trusting us.
Yeah.
I know that you're really protective of your personal stash, but that thing was ridiculous. This woman wasn't even trying to fight it. Gravity won.
Yeah.
There was cum in every fold on her body. And she was sitting there with a toothless grin just waiting for the next blast. Absolutely rocket into her face. And yet you looked at her face and she still looked like she wanted to give you some weird unmarked candy.
No doubt.
A loose
man.
candy, like fucking.
There was
fucked
no
up.
name on it. It was just some weird characters and a strawberry.
Just eat this.
Now that's a grandmother you don't want to lick a napkin and wipe your fucking face off.
Yep. You got that.
It honestly just makes me glad that all mine are dead, so I don't have to imagine them doing the things that this shaggy, weird. I mean, these things were long. They look like wiffle bats hanging off her chest, and they were just as yellow. So I think the point of the story was thanks, Sith.
Yeah.
And that's Sith from the Damaged Goods Show.
From the Damaged Goods Show.
On
yeah.
the Damaged Good Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
You know what's
tough.
funny though? Is there is a show that got, well, it got renewed, not remade. Was Roseanne
Yep.
and
Our old friends.
yeah.
Should we say
And we
former-
talked about this, and then it got canceled immediately because she couldn't keep her mouth shut.
I'm
Just like I
convinced.
said.
I'm convinced that the reason that happened is because we predicted everything about that show.
No doubt.
If you
Yes, we
listen
did.
back
From day
to
one.
that episode when we talked about what that reboot might look like, we nailed it all.
Yeah, we did.
We nailed it, and then we
did.
reviewed it and said this is what's going to happen, and we nailed it again.
Yeah.
We could have written the script.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It would have been better.
Nobody else wanted to work for it. So the Connors is back.
But yeah, the Connors are back.
It's Roseanne.
It's yeah.
They changed nothing. They didn't even use a different freaking intro music. It's the same
it's the same
show,
exact show, except Roseanne's dead.
which they didn't leave you hanging on.
No, she OD'd on drugs.
8 seconds in. 8 seconds in, they're
She's
like,
a
yeah,
loser.
it's been 3 weeks since Granny Rose's funeral. I'm like, all right, well, I guess that's done.
That's done. Yeah.
and then,
fucked
like,
up.
5 minutes later, they're on the porch. Oh, yeah, the autopsy came back conveniently in the first 5 minutes of the episode. And
she was
hush,
junkie.
hush, she was doped up beyond belief.
But she did hide pills in the
Yeah, they ended
last
up
season.
finding
She
them, right?
hid pills in the
It
freezer.
was consistent.
Yeah, she did.
It was
I think-
consistent.
I think they did a good job painting drug addiction. I think they nailed it. They did have one really tone deaf joke, and it was actually funny. But it was Becky coming out and goes, "That's the one thing I wanted from her."
Yeah, that was funny as fuck. The one, oh shit! She's like, oh man, that was the only thing I wanted from her. 'Cause she found the pills in the closet,
Really?
and
fucked up.
what do you call it? Dan took them.
Yeah. And then he ended up ruining Mary Steenburgen's life. I don't know why they got
Yeah,
Mary
right,
Steenburgen
yeah.
out of nowhere.
She did a good job playing a fucking like drunk.
What
Like,
the hell
you-
was she doing? On
Yeah,
She
the
was
show?
came
the
in,
one
she was
that-
the one who gave her the pills.
She was basically getting prescriptions and selling them to
Oh,
people.
okay.
Well, but she wasn't selling them. She was. It was fucked up. It was weird. I don't want to get into the whole thing, but she was like, Roseanne had called her and said, "I need some pills," and she said, "Well, I have them here. Take mine."
Yeah.
So when Dan found them, it had her name on it.
And so he shamed her all over town.
Oh, really?
Oh, he put a sign on his truck. Thanks for selling my wife drugs. You killed her.
Wow, that's
And then she was
fucked
like, "Well, no, I didn't." And then that's when they found a bag of pills in the freezer.
And it was all different
like
names.
realized
She was
getting
doing
them
this
from
with like
everywhere.
20
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, that's
So-
fucked up.
I still
It
think
was
she
fucked
should have
up.
died on the table during that knee surgery
Yeah.
because it didn't look like she ever got it. And I
No,
think,
they did. He mentions it.
Oh, does
Yeah, he says it. He says, "We got her the knee surgery."
so they have to
And-
pay for that still.
What she was doing was complaining about the pain. She wasn't recovering fast enough from the surgery,
Yeah, that's what it was.
is what they said. And she was taking the pain pills.
I'm sorry, I got busy. During the episode, I was writing the next season
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
because that I mean,
But
I
I
thought
mean-
it was good though. I actually thought
I
they did
didn't
a good
see
job.
it.
The ratings right now were good. Like it
Yeah.
actually beat This Is Us, which every Kleenex loving motherfucker in America watches.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who wants to get your period, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. NBC. The more you know, the more you cry. That's it. Yeah, but I don't know if it's sustainable. I feel like there's going to be a big gap, and I feel like they're probably going to go the obvious route and write every show about the fact that she's not there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be sustainable. Only for the fact that I think that the comeback of this show, everybody knew how Roseanne was in her political views and how most of the rest of the cast and the writers and the directors and shit with their political
But
views were.
at the same time, though, I thought
It always
I-
had that aura of
Yeah.
that political divisiveness all the time. You know what I mean? So,
But you
and
know
it
what?
was like,
It might.
oh, what joke are they gonna say? You know,
It
I
might
don't know.
actually make it better in the fact that I think between John Goodman and Laurie Metcalf could pull this whole series off at constantly being at political odds, but being in the same family. And because you saw in that episode, Laurie Metcalf's at the house and she's trying to take over Roseanne's
she
role.
won't leave.
And she won't leave.
So she's going to move in.
And
It's
she's
pretty
moving
obvious.
in. And I think that divide in the house might make it fun. And they both, what I'm saying is they're both incredible actors. John Goodman and Laurie Metcalf. I think they can carry the show as long as the writing is there.
I don't think it's
they're
designed
gonna
to
be
do it, though. I don't think that's what
Carrying
this is.
the show, baby.
Yeah.
I think ABC came to them and said, hey, look, this happened. We would have been happy to do Roseanne for another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're going to say goodbye to these characters. We're giving you guys the pay that we were already promising you because they got renewed for a second season. Yeah. But that's going to be it. And I think this whole show is going to be a big bow tie. They're going to tie it up. Everybody's going to get a happy ending. And
Real sweet.
Wow, yeah.
I'm in. Can I be part of the show?
There's a great little dry cleaner right in Lanford.
Hey, you know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up? Out of all these scenarios, Brad is the one that I'm going to tend to believe because he's been right from fucking day one.
No, he has been right from day
situation.
one. And actually, when you said that, I think you're right.
Do you know what I wish they would do? There was an old episode of Roseanne. I'm digging back into my weird pit of sitcom knowledge. But there was one episode where it was implied that Dan actually took Jackie out first before he met Roseanne.
Yeah. Yep.
I
remember
wonder,
that.
Yeah, he gave her a ride on his
final
motorcycle.
fuck you to that racist twat Roseanne, the writers might say, what if they're in the same house together, old feelings get stirred up? Because that one episode, she was out of town or whatever, and the two of them were in the house together, and she was playing like housemaid for them.
Yeah.
And she was making them dinner, and she was being like the Uber wife. I wonder if this gets translated and maybe they end up in each other's arms, and then they finally realize, no, we can't do this.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that would make an interesting storyline if John Goodman can stop just reading cue cards.
Yeah.
It's hard to look passionate.
No, it is.
And he stops dying of whatever he's dying of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't have cancer.
He looks
He looks so different, man. Really fast, too. Really quick.
Yeah, he was a lot bigger when that last episode of the last season.
Yeah. It's fucking horrible. I mean, I love John Goodman. I mean, Big Lebowski. He's fucking great in the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
He's the not so big Lebowski.
Yeah. Now he's fucking just wither. I mean, granted, the guy's old. You have to realize the guy's
I
old.
would watch that.
Not so big
the
Lebowski.
withered Lebowski.
The withered Lebowski. Yeah.
That's a great fucking movie.
The emaciated Lebowski.
That's a great movie.
I'd watch that shit in a heartbeat. So, I think this is probably going to be the last time we talk about it.
Yeah.
Unless this show kind of does something.
Well, it was funny because it actually ties in because remember they won the lottery in the imaginary season.
Yes, not according to canon.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, they did have that one weird random episode. Or season, I mean, where they won the lottery and then they did all the things that we said we wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And it ruined that show forever.
It did, yeah.
So I really hope I get the opportunity to
Wait
ruin
a
my
minute.
life.
Wait. So when they won the lottery on the show, it was an imaginary episode?
No, it wasn't. It was that final season where it was fucking all over the place. It was ridiculous.
Oh, really?
A lot of the writers left, and Roseanne took over a lot of the writing. And the last episode of the original run, basically implied that most of the last couple of years had never happened. And she was just writing a book, and she wanted to write a happier ending for her family than what really happened.
Yeah.
And so she wrote the lottery thing, and it turned out in real life, Jackie was actually a lesbian and struggling with it. Dan died years ago. He didn't recover from the heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
And there were a few other things that had happened. She never had the baby.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that she was trying to write in a nervous breakdown, and they didn't have enough episodes. Like there wasn't enough runway.
That's
for
what
that
it
thing
sounded.
to take
They
off.
won all that money and still owned that old ass couch from Sears.
Fucking Sears.
There's something I would save.
Right? Yeah. It's a
Can
collector's item now.
Can we jump? Can we make it?
Actually, yeah.
I mean, I think we can probably put a bow on Roseanne. Just
Yeah.
like they're doing. Fucking Sears is done, man.
She is fucking shit.
I love when transitions just happen.
Yeah.
She'll probably be
Isn't that
working
great?
there next week anyway.
Boy, we really gendered that.
Right? Yeah, we did.
I'm just making
We had
names
something,
in the
we
verbs
clipped it
now.
off and
Gotta bruise
tucked
it up,
back,
bruise it up.
and then fucking did it.
Tuck it back.
Isn't that how most of the editing for this show goes? You basically stick your dick down between your legs, do the ugly woman. And that's it. Snip and tuck, snip and tuck. Yeah, Sears is bankrupt. And millions of Christmases across poor America are ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
In Lanford, Illinois.
In Lambert, Illinois, exactly.
Ruined. No, I mean, you know, we're showing our age here, but I didn't go Christmas shopping on the internet like my kids do.
No doubt.
I got a JCPenney catalog, a Spiegel catalog, and a Sears catalog. And each one of them had a toy section that annoyed you because when you went to actual JCPenney or Sears, they didn't have nearly as many toys.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the Lego world that you had in the back of the catalog? But that was what we did. And the kids, we would all fight for it. And
Yep.
we'd mark it. And we'd leave Post-it notes and little check marks everywhere. That shit doesn't exist anymore. And because we're moved to an internet and Walmart society, it's gone.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
gone. They fucked themselves.
How do you
didn't-
figure?
They didn't move with the times. They knew it was coming. I went last year. I wanted to buy something for my lawnmower, and so I said, you know what? I'm not going to drive to Sears. I'm going to go on their website, and I went on their website, and it was so unuser friendly.
Yeah.
It was so out of date and fucked up that I was like, fuck it. Now I have to drive to Sears to get it. And I was pissed about that. Wasn't a big deal that I had to drive to Sears to get it, but in this day and age, you figure, I'm like, oh, it was just a small part. I'm like, I can order it, have it by Thursday and be done with it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't something I need to put on and, oh, does it fit? No, this is the fucking part for the thing.
Right.
I don't need it immediately, but if I can have it before the weekend, that's great. And that didn't happen.
I had actually
You know?
a worse experience. I'm going to cut you off. I went to their website. I found exactly what I needed, and it told me flat out, you have to go pick it up in store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
to me is worse. Like, that's not a web experience. That's just you're delaying the sale.
Yeah.
And now at this point, I'm just tempted to go to Ace Hardware. I'll
It's-
spend the extra $5 because of the fuck you just gave me on the internet.
It's a
Yeah.
tactic to
And
bring
not-
you in and to buy more
And
shit.
not only
Look
that-
at other stuff.
All right, but Sears is not a lot of things. Sears was not an impulse shopping store. You went to Sears for something. You
Yeah.
walked out, like I went in once for like a part for a chainsaw, and I walked out with like a Star Wars pillow
Yeah.
and a pair of boots. It
Yeah.
has the ability to be that store, but you really go there for something.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Walmart where you just say,
Right.
you know, or a Target where I need a Target run. I'm going to fill up my cart full of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Sears
But
was
even
always
that,
like a
but
specialty.
Walmart and Target have done the challenge to. I mean, you think about companies like Amazon have dominated and has taken over, right? For things that you don't need right now. If I can wait 2 days to get something,
Yep.
I just order it right now. It's cheaper and it's more convenient. I'm already on my
Well,
couch.
you said it.
What I'm getting is, I mean.
They didn't change
They
with
didn't
the times.
change their
That
thing.
was
Yes,
your
they
original
did-
point,
they
and that's
didn't
exactly
move on.
true.
And-
All these other stores, Amazon is 1-2 days. Where to Sears, like you felt like you were going there and you were gonna get the job done, and it was gonna whatever. But now it's like you can
Even
you
Walmart
can get it done.
is
They'll
like-
bring it to you in 2 days.
Walmart, if you go on Walmart's website, you can buy anything you can get on Amazon, right? And they're like, we'll ship it to you. You'll have it by Thursday. Unless you want to pick it up, you can have it on Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then they get it shipped to their store.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. It's fucking
But-
stupid.
It's fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
But they got you. They've got you. You're like, all right,
Either
there's
way.
convenience here. You know what I mean? There's convenience here. And Sears didn't do that. And other companies didn't do it. Toys R Us didn't do that. And that's why they went away.
But
Because
see, Sears had a lot of
You're not-
things that those stores didn't have. They had a lot of automotive stuff.
yes,
I
that
mean,
you
we
can
used
buy
to take
anywhere.
not just buy, but service your
internet.
car. Where my wife loved going. We used to fucking go there all the time for oil changes, tires, whatever.
yeah,
you know?
dude, so
It's right there. you
Yeah,
know?
it's called fucking Grease Monkey.
yeah, you
You can go there.
Yeah.
And get the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't expand
with everybody else.
Didn't change.
You know, and not only that, you got someone like Jeff Bezos, who is Amazon is a predatory company. Walmart is a predatory company. That's what they do. They fucking burn people.
It's all about making money, man.
I think you need to stop with the predatory shit, though.
Yeah,
businesses have been buying smaller
yeah.
businesses for hundreds of years.
No,
Ever
when I
since
say
businesses
predatory,
have been out.
when I say predatory, Amazon. Put it this way: there's a local manufacturing place that we do work for. It's called Aspect, and they make birdhouses and bird feeders and hummingbird feeders. They make all these things.
And I was recession
Out of
proof.
plastics.
Right? No,
Out of
no.
plastics.
And they've been
With
successful
extruders
years,
and
and
shit.
everything is made.
Let's do
And
that.
we've been there, and they are adamant about they're made in the USA. Everything is made here, right? And working there, and you know, we've been there for months. We've been doing things, you know, this and that. Speaking with the owner, and he's telling me how he's getting screwed a lot by Amazon. And I'm like, you know, how's that? And he said, well, what's happening is he goes, I'm getting phone calls from people that are not satisfied with my product that never bought it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
They bought it on Amazon. What's happening is Amazon is buying it, is getting that product is being sold on Amazon through China.
Yeah, so they're making the money but not taking the responsibility of the product.
No, what's happening is Aspect is a local company in the United States. There's a company in China that is making the exact product out of shittier fucking materials and using the name and putting it on Amazon. And Amazon is a third-party buyer, so they have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So they have no blame in it.
I still don't understand why this is Amazon's problem.
It's not.
Being
It's
a
not.
reseller is also not a crime, and
it's
it's
not.
not
It's
something that's
not,
new.
But they're predatory because when, like he said, I called Amazon and said, hey, listen, you know, I spent 30 years building up the reputation of this company, and you guys are selling things under my licensed name in the United States. And they're like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, it's not fuck
Because
you. It's the beef is with the other company.
Well, and they
Third
have
party.
Agreed.
And you
Their
know,
beef's with China.
Yeah.
I agree. But what you do, and he made a good point today. Amazon builds that big factory near here, and everybody's like, "This is great for the economy in the area. It's jobs." But he said, as soon as that went up, the plastic company that's on Broadcommon Road, their fucking sales went down.
Well, that's going to
Because-
happen. I mean,
yeah,
and I
you know
don't
what I
like
mean?
when a Walmart goes to like the middle of Arkansas. All right, and you've got a town that's functioning just fine. They're doing their thing. They've got their own little local economy, and everybody's happy. And then a Walmart says, you know what? I want that plot of land.
Yep.
And by the way, we're going to put you all out of business. So let us buy you now, or you're going to just go under later.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that, and I
No.
never have been. You hate to see a mom and pop go under to
Right,
Walmart.
exactly.
But bottom line, there's nothing that is new here.
no, it's not.
And
It's been going on
Amazon
for 1,000
is in the
years.
business of
Sears
making
did,
money.
Sears did this.
Look, man, I work.
Sears did this.
Yeah.
Sears was a predatory
Of course.
company
Sure.
for ages,
And they got theirs.
and they got theirs. Exactly.
80
Look,
years
man,
later.
if anybody, I
Yeah.
worked
No,
for
they
one of
were
those
a
companies.
predatory company. They did the same thing.
I worked for one
Whatever
of those
happened to
companies.
Roebuck?
Yeah.
We haven't heard from that fucker in a while. He's out
But I-
touring with Garfunkel.
But I get,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
but I work for a company like that. You know what I mean? We buy shit from everywhere. I work for a distributing company, one of the two companies I work for. But I mean, if there was, if we're buying shit from one supplier and get the same. I mean, it has no. It's all
No,
in
it's the way-
contract.
it's the way it's
all.
done.
It's all law, dude. It's
But
what's
what
up.
I'm saying is, but you have to
You got to
think.
change the law if you got to do anything
See,
about
a lot
that.
of people
you know?
don't.
And these
Amazon
people-
is almost $1 trillion company.
Oh, yeah.
There's not many companies that big.
And they convinced me last Christmas to buy a device that will not only hear everything I say, but also try to sell me shit on the regular. And I'm like, yay, I'll give you $150 for this device to look into my kitchen.
Yeah.
And then remind me that I'm out of dish soap.
If I was on the phone with my buddy Rob, and I said, we were talking about going fishing. And I said, well, high tide is at 2:00. And my Alexa went, you want me to order tide? And if I said yes, I would have got a fucking pallet of tide at my house. You know what I mean?
I always thought those buttons were a bad idea because my kids would just be wailing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I was like, what the fuck? I hadn't talked to it in days because I really don't. It's there. I have it. And you know what I do with it? I'm like, Alexa, play this, you know, for a song or something.
Yeah, basically, I spent all that money for a radio.
A radio that I don't have to press buttons on.
Right, but at least I've disconnected it from my actual
And it
account.
turns on my outdoor light.
High tide's at 2:00. Okay, I will order 2 cocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
That's
because
what I
he's
mean.
cheap, he gets the Asian ones.
But I mean, it's fucking nuts.
30 minutes
But
later.
that's where it's going. And Amazon is about to rule the world.
All right,
soon.
listen, 150 years ago, big industry took over, and we had massive in national commerce and eventually international. And that was considered a fucking major evolution.
Yeah.
Why is this not being considered a major evolution instead of being called, oh, this is bad?
And I'm sure that back in those days, people said the
They were
same
like, I don't
fucking
like
thing.
this. What's this factory shipping everything
Exactly.
out? Okay, and why are they putting clouds of smoke into the air?
Technology will
Yeah.
change this.
We're not going to
Over
beat
and
it.
over.
Get on board. You know, Amazon has made
yeah.
Christmas so much better for me.
Oh, let me tell you
They'll
something.
fucking wrap the thing.
As much as I call Amazon evil,
shit.
and they are evil,
They even
Amazon's an evil company.
Why? Because
I-
they like making money? So
You-
do I.
you
I don't
know
go
what?
to work
No,
for free.
As much as I say that, on
You're gonna
Black
order
Friday, I'm going to sit on my
everything.
couch
Hell
and
yeah.
do most of my Christmas shopping
Let me,
and
tell
have
you,
it,
let me tell you right now.
and have it at my house in 2 days.
Calling Amazon evil is ignorant. And I'm not calling you ignorant, but that's an ignorant point of view. It's an evolution. You got a guy who took an idea. It was a stupid bookstore
was a-
on the internet.
Remember his garage.
that when it
Yeah, in his
first started?
garage.
Oh my
Everything
God.
seems to start in a garage. Everybody got on Microsoft. I use Linux, okay, because I don't like Microsoft, but I don't like their product. I don't knock Microsoft for making Windows,
No, yeah.
okay, and I don't knock them when they had the opportunity to put on every computer you buy everywhere, ever. That's them. And who wouldn't take that deal?
Yeah.
Amazon had the ability to grow into the #1 store in the world, and
Opportunity.
they fucking owned it.
The opportunity was there. They took it, and you got to give them fucking.
It's called capitalism.
Right.
And if you
That's
got a
it.
better product than somebody else, why should you sell your better product
Or
for the
it-
same price as somebody else?
Or in this case, not even have a product, but have a way to trade
Distribute.
And you know what?
products.
I
Exactly.
don't like being marketing guy on here, but what the #1 rule of marketing is: what do you do better than anybody else? Why
course.
should I buy from you instead of anyone else?
Yeah, it's
Amazon
different.
continues to give you more and more reasons, even when they
Right.
don't have to. Now they're delivering booze in New York City. You
Mm-hmm.
can Amazon within the hour will deliver you 2 bottles of wine.
I'm moving to New York.
That's what I mean. You can have that. They're going to be the first ones to have drone delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
They're
Guarantee it.
They're delivering Christmas trees. You don't even have to go get a Christmas tree. You can get one delivered to your house, cut locally, and picked up by Amazon people and delivered to your fucking house.
Yes.
With boxes of lights and fucking
lights and water. They come watered.
And water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the funny thing is,
I
they
don't
took-
knock the company. I'm sorry, man, but I
No,
gotta
you're right.
really fight against this
You're
idea
totally
that they're
right.
evil.
No, the guy's
They're just
Brazilian.
doing it better, and we're mad that we
Brazilian.
didn't think of it first.
Exactly.
I said Brazilian.
Exactly. Brazilian.
Okay, so there's two schools of thought here. There's the guy making a good point about, hey, you know what? They're doing it right, and there's Brazilian.
Yeah.
Brought to you by
Brazil.
John Leguizamo.
No, they're fucking brilliant. And I don't, like I said, on
you
Black
can't-
Friday, I'm gonna do most of my Christmas shopping.
Yeah, but you
on
can't
my
call
couch.
you can't call
By
somebody evil
noon.
for taking an opportunity, though. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's what he's.
No.
that's what
He
we're
didn't just
saying.
take an opportunity. He made an opportunity.
He
Oh,
made.
he did.
I
And
called
and about
it.
a billion of them.
It's capitalism, and he deserves it. Is he predatory? Yeah. So was fucking J.P. Morgan. So was fucking everybody. Every fucking
Yeah, dude. What
Do you know
the
when
hell?
Amazon will become evil? When they start selling things that you can only get on Amazon if you're on Amazon Prime. Like getting the 2-day shipping is great, but you know what? 5-day shipping, not so bad either.
No.
You know-
Okay, but all of us have convinced ourselves to sign up and pay $120 a year. That's what it is now. $120 a year I pay
Well,
every
you get
January.
Amazon TV too.
Yeah, and I get the TV and the music and the books. You get it all. But it would be bad if he said you can only buy Pampers.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll screw up Sith's night big time. But you can only get Pampers. Just kidding. Hat tip, my friend. Hat tip. But you get like the whole thing where you can only buy Pampers products if you're an Amazon Prime member. Then that crosses over
That's
into
different.
Monopoly.
That's
And I'm not a big
Monopoly,
fan of Monopoly.
No.
But when you say, look, you can buy this at Walgreens, you can buy this at CVS, you can buy this at Stop and Shop, but we'll deliver it to you in 2 days and we'll do it cheaper, and you don't have to leave your fucking house.
Exactly.
Who's
And that-
not going to take that?
That's
shit.
business. That's business. And the reason is say, because they're an $800 million company, that's why they can do it. It's like, well, they're an $800 million company is because they've been doing it.
Yeah.
They've been making it better
So
over what you're serving. So yeah, fuck it.
So what the fuck? So now, what? eBay is suing the shit out of them, trying to sue them.
They're trying.
So how? What are
eBay's
they going to
a
do? How are they going
$30
to?
million company trying to sue an $800 million
I don't know about
company.
30 million. I think
No,
it's a
eBay
lot
is
more than that.
no, eBay is
eBay's value is depreciated
it's
so
30.
badly.
It's like 30.
Yeah.
I think their
Well,
So
no, I
market,
trust
what do
them
they
anymore.
have to
Everybody's
stand
gotten
on?
burned
their
on
market cap is like 33 million.
that. Something like that.
So everything we just talked about, what does eBay have to stand on in a lawsuit against Amazon?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, they got
Nothing.
nothing to stand
Well,
on,
the
but
only
there's
thing-
no harm in trying.
Yep.
They're paying legal retainers out the
The only
ass.
thing-
I guess,
only thing-
yeah. It's
the only thing they have
kind
to
of like a
stand on-
death blow. Friggin'
I think the
Death
only
row.
thing eBay
Maybe.
has to stand on would be like maybe a fraud case because eBay is suing Amazon for the fact that Amazon employees created false eBay accounts to lure in eBay's top sellers.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's what they did.
Well, that's a different story.
Yeah. No shit.
So now what you've done is you've done fraud. You went against eBay's agreement. I'm sure they have terms of agreement when you become a seller.
And I'm pretty sure Amazon's also got those terms of
exactly.
agreement.
Yeah,
I was
like-
just gonna say
yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's a whole different animal.
So, and that's why eBay is suing them. It's not for anything else other than the fact that Amazon employees created false accounts on Amazon.
Yeah, but see, something like
on eBay, and went to the top sellers and privately messaged them and said, "Why don't you sell on Amazon? We can increase your
something like
increase your
that.
sales."
That's good. That's gonna involve.
So that's
And
That's
you know
gonna
what?
involve
And then
a large
Amazon will say, I tell
investigation.
you what, we'll give you $100 million to shut
the
the
fuck
fuck
up. Yep.
up and go away like whatever. Like
They
a
won't.
rash.
Yeah.
I don't even think that would happen. I think there's got to be an investigation involved, and if anyone of the higher ups in Amazon fucking told these people to do it, then they're
Let me
liable.
tell you
But
something
if
right
not,
now. I buy a lot of,
Amazon's just gonna dump these workers and
let me tell you
throw
something
them
though,
to
right
the
now.
wolves and say it was
Amazon
their
really didn't
fault.
even have to do that because I buy comic books and some of them I go online and I buy, I'll buy certain, like I look for a key issue. I get something in my head. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I'm looking for this.
Yeah, you get all geeked
Right?
out.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
all
gotta
right, I'm
get
looking
it,
at
gotta
this. So
get
I
it,
go to
gotta get it,
eBay
gotta get it.
and I see the bids. I see the, all right, people are bidding. There's a day left on this and it's almost at the price that I'm willing to pay for it. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me go see if I can find that on Amazon. And I go on Amazon. It's buy now for
Way
the price
cheaper.
I was willing to pay for it.
There you go.
And I'm like, click, done, get it.
Convenience.
You know what I mean?
You don't want to
And
wait
I do
in
that, for the reason of I'm not gonna have to try to argue with somebody I'm buying it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's
Well,
done.
is eBay even really an auction site anymore? How many people
No,
are
it's
really
not.
bidding anymore?
It's not.
Everybody's just buying it now or you make the offer, and if your offer gets rejected, they've made it too complicated. I remember when it was an auction site, I actually got a sick deal on a guitar. The guy I bought the guitar from was a dealer. He was a guitar dealer. And I bought a Takamine electric acoustic, and the thing was badass. And I paid $79 for it, and that thing should have gone for 10 times as much. I put in a maximum bid thinking nobody will ever do it. It was his fault because he spelled Takamine wrong.
And they thought it was a knockoff.
And so I found it on fatfingers.com, which was an eBay site for people who didn't know how to write.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And so I got a $700-800 guitar for $79, shipping included. The guy included a note in the box. He goes, "You got me."
Yeah.
And I love that about it. That's when it was like kind of like the Wild West. And there was a sport to it.
There's an occasional Wild West on Amazon though, and I found it, and it's happened.
Oh, the
microphones.
The microphones. That was a killer deal.
Oh, I got something like that too.
They fucked up, but they also fucked up the Amazon Dot. They did that. Remember that? All of a sudden,
they charged you for the cheap one.
They put the price as $0. And they sold like fucking 4,000 of them.
That's right.
And that evil company honored their agreement.
Yeah.
And they did.
What an evil bunch of shitheads.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a
they
minute.
sold-
No, they're not.
No. But, and then I got, and they honored their agreement. Even that.
Because they lost like 8 cents.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt.
In
I
the
bought
grand
those
scheme of it.
I bought those microphones. And I saw that somebody's like, put this code in. They got them listed at fucking $6.
And it's
I'm like,
awesome
what? I was
that
like,
you fucking
immediately
listened, man,
bought
right
3
away.
of them.
And just for the record, at Comic-Con, we will be auctioning off
Yeah.
microphones.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
whole
not a
setup.
joke.
No,
people.
Amazon.
No, it's not.
Amazon's
I bought
a
them.
great
I was
company.
fucking psyched. I was like, I just bought 3 of those things for $16.
No doubt,
Are you
man. It was
I
fucking
got a
kidding me?
$120 DVD set of the history of the New York Mets for $12 because somebody didn't do a decimal point right.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is I'm like, I don't know if it's worth the 12. You gotta believe, baby. You
Fuck.
gotta believe.
I'll tell you what, man. Fucking Amazon. I don't think they're evil unless the third fucking iPhone I order from them does not work. Then they will guaranteed fucking in my book be evil.
Well, I mean, it's funny. We just had a 25-minute Amazon conversation because Sears went bankrupt.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
So, but I do think we need to tip our cap to Sears because, I did get a Star Wars pillow, chainsaw parts, and boots
Yeah,
in
I know.
one trip. I bought
I
more than
bought
one
a
pair.
suit.
I got
You get a suit?
I've gotten a suit there too. I've gotten $9 Reeboks.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of good things. Sears was an American institution. They were the ones that basically invented the catalog system
Yeah.
that
tell you-
made our childhoods what they were.
Yeah.
And so I want to have our first toast of the evening, or at least our first documented toast, to Sears.
Sears.
And Mike, I think you've got one last story.
Sears. Oh, Sears.
You got one story that you
Sears.
wanted to share
You know what
about,
else?
and you might be
Mike did, yes.
you
You know
were
what was-
responsible for them going under. Go.
Yes, I
Yes.
started the ball rolling, guaranteed. I was going to say that earlier. I did start the ball rolling. But fucking back in the 80s, they had like one of the biggest selections of music. man.
Yeah, they
had
did. I remember they
everything.
had the one near the
Everything.
mall.
Yes.
Had the fucking
They had
rows.
everything. Rows and rows and
Yep.
rows, which made it so much easier to steal CDs. It was terrible. When I was 16, I once stole the whole Iron Maiden collection in one frickin' day. That's terrible. Not proud of it. But I
Don't
listened.
lie. I'm looking
not,
at you
I'm
right
not.
now. You're like, hey, want to pop
I'm
the
not.
CD in?
No, I'm not. But then I got wicked cocky and I went back for the fucking Judas Priest fucking collection and busted. I got busted.
Busted.
Yeah, busted.
Sears security.
Sears security. I tried to. It was a big guy too. I'm walking all fucking. I got the CDs in my
all
in
rattling in your
my
pocket.
back, right down my back. Fucking walking.
I was like, why
this
are your
big
balls
guy
square?
This big guy. No, they were down my ass.
That's
they were down
body
the other
shaming.
way. Fucking this big guy is walking towards me, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll just go around him. He just jumps in front of me. I'm like, fuck.
Busted.
I took him out, gave him to him.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
fucked.
I'm sure they had good luck reselling ass-smelling Judas
No, they actually
They
played it.
smelled exactly
He
like
played
Rob
it.
Halford.
I swear to God, listen, dude. He took me in the back, fucking sat me down, called my father of all people to call.
I can imagine
Called
that.
my father to come and pick me up. He actually opened up
No,
the
you
package of
gave
the
him-
CD
He was like,
and played it. He was playing
no.
the fucking.
He was
he's
like, who do you
"Why?"
want me to call? And you were like, my dad. Because if he called your mother,
Are you kidding me?
your
I
mother
would have
would have
never
went
got out of there.
and fucking murdered
Yeah.
you in Sears.
Yeah.
Your dad,
Instead of seeing
what?
seeing, oh, you stole some things. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the farm and clean shit.
yeah,
Sweet, thanks, Dad.
I got to
knew-
stop at the craftsman section.
but
exactly.
yeah. So I was banned from Sears for 2 years.
I'm gonna miss
2
the
years.
catalogs,
2
man.
years.
It's been years since I've seen one, but I remember that was Christmas, and it started right even before Thanksgiving.
They
that
still
catalog
sent them
showed-
out.
They do, but it's not the same. But there was something about that was the only source of toys, and we
Yeah.
would mark
Cool
everything
pictures
off.
of them too, man. You
Yeah.
Get all the.
Oh my God! I mean,
know.
pages and pages and pages. You get the ads in the weekly
The
circulars.
Transformers. And the
I
Star
know,
Wars
dude. I
figures,
remember.
you know?
I remember, like laying on your stomach, looking at that fucking almost under the Christmas tree, sitting there.
It's
so
like
like,
flipping.
oh
then,
yeah,
no.
this
then
is
you get the
coming.
then
I
you get to
hope
the
I get
underwear
that.
section.
Yes. Then you close the
That's
door.
right. And everybody here had like a crush your heart bra in their spank bank.
Yeah,
You know it. You know it.
You're all
Guaranteed.
gross. You're all gross. You just ruined
Guaranteed.
Christmas
what
again.
you didn't have across your heart? But
No, I
you,
found porn.
Yes.
It was just a lot easier then.
Shit's tempted you.
Sears. I miss Sears.
I really do love that we can bounce around a conversation like we did with Sears. All we wanted to do was honor Sears.
Yeah,
And then I believe we mentioned Jeff Bezos about 5 times in there. Whatever. So, normally we'll have a transition for this stuff, but we don't right now. So let's
No.
just change the fucking topic.
fuck it.
And there we are. So there was a headline that jumped at me this week, and it probably should jump to everybody at this table and everybody on listening to this show, everybody on this network, and everybody in the world. Is your sports team killing you? And being that it's football, hockey, and basketball season where I root for the Giants, Knicks, and Rangers,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
You're fucked.
And the only reason I haven't died already is because the Mets season came to a merciful end. So, I've got to say,
You poor bastard.
sports kills me. Even my football team from college, they're playing in a football division, and they're a basketball school. when your biggest victory in the NCAA has been lacrosse,
yeah.
don't be moving to the Big Ten voluntarily. But that's what Maryland did. So my teams are killing me. But frankly, I mean, these feet are on borrowed time anyway. So I really don't fucking care. But do we put too much time in the sports? Talk to me.
I do. I mean, football season comes around. I have the pool that I play in, and then I have 2 leagues fantasy that I play in. Fantasy football. I'm not going to play in a fantasy baseball league because that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
You know what I mean?
I
Or
do
basketball
it
league.
every year.
Yeah,
Somebody asked
you know,
me to be in a hockey one last year.
and
and I was-
it's one thing if I got to deal with it every Thursday and Sunday is one thing. If I got to deal with it fucking 7 days a week,
yeah,
no, I'm all set.
not 13. You know
but-
what I'm saying? Like,
I
I mean,
play.
I love sports, and
I got
follow.
you beat. I got you beat. I play in a fantasy NBA league this year. And it's run by a guy who chose not to do fantasy NFL this year because of the Black Lives Matter thing. So he started the Black Lives Matter college football league and an NBA fantasy. Now, the NBA is the most annoying fantasy. They play every other day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And they're constantly just scratching guys. Or whatever. They're benching guys, not
Yeah.
scratching. That's hockey. But they're constantly changing lineup. I have spent more time adjusting my NBA. The NBA season is 3 days old at the time of recording. I have changed my lineups 19 times.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
that
I got
shit's
LeBron
ridiculous.
fucking James.
And I love watching sports to an extent. I'm not crazy about it. It's sometimes on football is my biggest one and hockey. But if there's a game that I'm not that interested in, I'll stop watching it. And then I'm like, I stop flipping through the channels. Commercial comes on, and I stop flipping through the channels, and I'm done.
yeah, I'm sorry.
You know
but
what I mean?
It's got to be no matter what fucking sport, man. It's got to be playoff. Unless it's
Playoff.
football.
Like right now, like
Unless it's
baseball.
football.
I'm watching baseball now because
Playoffs?
it's fucking playoffs.
Playoffs?
Well, now it's going to be the World Series.
So do you guys consider yourselves fans?
I do.
Yeah, fans of the
No,
playoffs.
I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. So that may have tempered my depression
Yeah.
When a team loses,
Everybody up there
I've been-
suicidal anyway.
I've been
It's-
losing since day one. So maybe that's why.
All right, say the Vikings are 0-6 right now.
Like last year when they were 0-12.
All right, but
Was it? Were they?
No, they weren't. They were good
No,
last year. What are you talking
yeah.
about?
No, last year.
He's so
I
he's so
mean, 12-0,
brainwashed
I'm
by
saying.
his.
No, but I'm
but-
saying right now they're 0-5.
Yeah.
Are you watching the Vikings still?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one team you're a fan of.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins right now are in last place in their division. Are you watching?
Definitely not. Not
Yeah.
me, anyway.
Oh, when they stop picking it up, it'll just get me aggravated watching them.
Wow, so there's only one real sports fan at this table because I'll watch every Mets
I mean,
game.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll wa-
exactly.
I'll watch them if there's nothing else on.
See,
I'll
that's
watch
what I
'em.
mean. I don't do that. No, the Mets are on. I'm watching the Mets.
Yep.
I went out of my way to watch David Wright, a guy who should have been in the Hall of Fame, and I watched him because his back is shrinking. He's got like this spinal stenosis or whatever. And I watched his final game. They put him as like a tribute because the team sucked. They put him in the lineup. And I went out of my way to watch it.
Maybe it's because of the amount of games. I mean, football, I'll watch it because it's once a
I'll
week.
watch it. I mean,
Hockey, is it on today? Is it
All
on
right, how many
tomorrow?
times was the
If there's-
Rifleman on this week?
I haven't watched it in a long time, man.
If there's a
And I'm
televised
glad
fight,
you
that
reminded
That whole
me.
work
I
thing's
totally
really fucking with you, huh?
I'm wicked bad, dude. I totally fucking.
All right.
Let me
but
write this down. Give
What
me
I'm
a
trying
pen.
to say is you'll make time to watch something you enjoy,
Right.
but you won't take time to watch a team that might be struggling.
Well,
you don't
no.
enjoy it then?
no, if
No,
the
I
It's
Vikings,
don't.
still hockey.
Yeah, but
in all honesty, if
Depends.
the
I mean, I'll
Vikings
watch
were
it, but-
0-12, like you said, and they
0-5,
were,
I said.
no, but I'm saying whatever.
Well, there's still
they're
hope for the
and they're
season.
playing on a Monday night football game. I'm going to watch it because it's Vikings. I don't get the opportunity to watch them play
Right,
as much
yeah.
as the Red Sox. I can watch play constantly.
whenever they
The
run.
Bruins, I can watch play constantly. The Celtics, I just won't watch because
But you're in the exact same boat as me. I'm a Steelers fan, and you don't see Steelers games on.
no,
but you
they're
will
very
watch
they're
it.
but
on rarely, so I'll
I
watch
get
it.
the Mets package every year. I'll watch as many games as possible. Now the Mets are usually out of the playoffs somewhere around late April,
Yeah.
and yet you still get the Mets
but I'll
package.
still watch it. I'll
Yeah,
still watch
Like
it.
you're a fan.
I'm a fan. I don't understand why your fandom is only limited to when they're successful.
Because we're not baseball fans.
Nah,
No, it's not just baseball.
Not so much.
It's
not
not,
just
that.
Not me,
it's,
anyway.
It's
I
when
don't
they're
know.
successful
I am, but-
in a series of 130 something games.
Yes, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
162.
Too many games.
And there might be too many games, but you can't adjust it now because it'll screw up everybody's statistics going
Yeah.
forward. You can't shorten the season. It is what
Yeah.
it is now.
But what
Yeah,
I'm
but you
saying
shorten
is-
the games
but
and
that's
all that, but-
that's why I'll watch. Like I said, the Vikings games. I'll watch those if I have an opportunity to watch a Vikings game.
All right, well,
then
let me
I
ask
know
him the
they're gonna
same
get-
question. Let me ask him the same question. Steelers are 0-5, not 0-12.
I'll watch it.
0-5. You'll watch the
I'll
Steelers.
watch it.
Now, the Bruins are 500 for the season, but the division is strong. And there's a very good chance they don't make the playoffs with a 500
No.
record. That's pathetic.
I wouldn't.
That's
I wouldn't.
fucking pathetic.
I don't know why. And back in the day when I was young, I'd fucking watch hockey every night. I'm just
on a
not
fucking
into it anymore.
screen that was
On a
all
fucking
fuzzy, couldn't
snowy
see where the
screen,
puck
I'd
was.
watch
My
it
buddies in New
every
York,
night.
We
I just
we
can't.
are.
I lost it.
I have a
lost it.
group text chat with
used
my
to play.
buddies Mike, Tara, who doesn't want to be on this show, but hey, Tara,
Hey, Tara.
that's right.
Hey, Tara.
Thank you. and Paul. And, none of them have expressed any interest in being on this show. Mike is the one that criticizes us the most. But you know what? We have this group text
Hey, Mike.
chat. Yeah.
What's going on, Mike?
But we have this group text chat about the Rangers.
Yep.
And you know what's crazy is from moment one, we will be screaming. Every time somebody scores on Lundqvist, we're just screaming bloody murder, how much we hate this team and we hate it. And you know what? We do it every fucking game.
Yeah.
And I'm up in New England. And so I got to go out of my way to find these games. I'm streaming them illegally. I'm doing all these things, but I'm still watching these games. And I'm still contributing to these conversations. And you know what? Those three amazing people in New York are the reason I do it. And I have a goddamn blast.
Yeah, it's a connection.
But I would still do it. I'd find three other people if they decided they didn't want to do it anymore.
Dude, give me a
Because
fucking high five for that, bro.
The
Come on, man.
sports is fucking
That's
camaraderie.
awesome, man. Good. It
And,
is
and
camaraderie.
you know what? The Rangers were out of the playoffs way early last year. They were
Yeah.
bad. And they're going to be worse this year because they're rebuilding. but I'm still going to watch every game. I'm going to New York next week, and I'm going to try to get to a game with these guys.
to a game, yeah.
And I can't
sweet.
fucking wait because it's still the Mecca, and there's still the Rangers, and that jersey still matters to me.
As much as I love sports, and like you go to the venue, and you're gonna pay fucking $9 for a beer.
I'm
crappy
convinced
beer.
that's the only reason you guys go.
Yeah,
too.
Get those
But
tall
now-
plastic cups of beer.
Yeah,
Now
me and Craig flew out to Minnesota to go watch the Vikings to get a $9 beer.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
But now the thing is, our beers are gonna cost $9 a piece because of global warming. That's what they're saying.
Our regular beers.
Regular beers.
Like those shitbox cans that are sitting in front of me that say Bud Light.
price is
Lights.
going up.
Well, they're claiming it's climate change.
Yeah.
They're claiming that global warming is affecting the way you process and brew beer.
Yeah.
And they're saying, now, this was
We
actually,
grow
if you remember,
barley,
there was a
too.
global beer, not a global, a British beer shortage.
Yeah.
Not 5 episodes
Not
ago.
yeah, 5 episodes ago. Yeah.
And this was tragic. There hasn't been rioting in Britain yet.
No.
But if this turns out to be a global phenomenon, just think of what the Germans are capable of.
World War III.
I mean, look at their history. They're kind of reactive people. At any given moment,
Yep.
they can just turn on
They
everybody.
just turn it. Yep.
No, you don't take spotting. Bang.
Yeah.
And that's it. I am very concerned about this because it's a climate change issue that might be affecting beer, but it might also be affecting the price of food and all of these other things.
Yes.
So what is it about the beer that is being
It's-
affected by
I
climate?
think it's the I could be wrong.
of
It's
barley.
hops of the barley that are getting
It's
affected by the change in the weather.
Is it not potent enough anymore? Is it not?
No, it might not be growing as easy.
Well, it's
there
the
you know,
fermenting
crops
is
might
the
be-
issue.
Crops might be bad.
If
Well,
you-
there might not be as available amount of hops or barley. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
based on the way you're talking right now, I know there's not enough available hops and barley.
No, but what I'm saying is that, you know. No, what I'm saying right now is you have fields and fields of fucking barley. People are growing barley by the fucking
Barley loaves.
acres, thousands of acres. They could be losing acres due to drought or whatever. So now that's cutting down. Same thing with the hops.
Hurricanes,
So let me ask you this
tornadoes,
then, since we've got to
snow.
rush to the end here. I got to ask you, how much would you be willing to pay for a can of that rectal drippings you call Bud Light?
Not anymore. I'm not. I couldn't. I'm
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Big Man. How much would you be willing to pay for one can of Bud Light?
I don't know. I never really thought about
Because
it.
if you're drinking Bud Light, let's say at $5 a can, that's what you'd pay in a
$5
bar.
a can.
You'd roughly
Yeah.
pay $5 in a bar. Any reputable
$4,
bars,
yeah,
$4 or
yeah.
$5, right?
$2 tops.
$2 tops.
Tops.
So what are you moving to?
Rectal beer.
rectal beer.
I don't know.
Mike's just dumping straws into a fucking into an enema bag and shooting it directly up his ass.
Yes. Yes. Ah,
They got
Bud Light.
alcoholics pouring bottles of wine in their butts.
An alcoholostomy bag. I really hope that this is the worst beer you ever drank.
What, Bud Light?
It is.
I don't know. Stroh's.
Stroh's is nasty as
Now you're
shit.
bringing up
Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer.
Schaefer,
Yep.
And my favorite.
Natty Ice.
There's a club I go to in Worcester just to see death metal bands, and they serve for $1 a can Genesee Cream Ale.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's
Yeah, that was
atrocious,
another
but
one,
it's
too.
$1 a can,
Yeah.
and money is money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we have a habit, and I can go get a 30 rack of Miller Lite right now. I actually posted a video to Instagram because I got one can in my 30 rack that was empty. It was sealed, but it was empty. And
you're
so
just out
I
for the buzz at that
tagged
point.
it Miller Lite, and I said, "Hey guys, what up?"
Yep.
I said, "I got 29 other very good beers." I complimented them. I said, "You know what the end game here is? I want them to send me
Yes.
Says you
Free
another 30
beer.
Exactly.
not a 130 rack. I want to supply my new house with beer.
I've gotten a 6-pack of Budweiser, not Bud Light, a 6-pack of Budweiser, and I went home and I was drinking them, and I cracked one open and drank it, and it was just a fucking bottle of water.
Get out.
Yes.
Yeah, I've
You
And
got
it
it.
was
You got.
straight up
my
bottle
dad
of
had
water.
one too.
See, what I
That's a
did on this
clean
video was
fucking
I
thing.
left the can sealed. It was sitting on top of my fridge for a week because it was the first can out of the 30 rack.
Yep.
And it was empty and dented, but it was sealed. So I showed every angle of the can. I shook it around, and then I said, we're going to do a demonstration. And I put a pint glass next to it. And I shook it around a little more, and then I cracked that beer, and I tried to have no gaps. You don't want them thinking I'm editing this
Yeah,
or anything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
This is not an iMovie trick. And then I cracked that thing, and I poured out what turned out to be about 1.5 inches of beer in a pint glass. And I said, "What up, Miller Lite?"
Yeah.
And I left it at that. And then hashtag Miller Brewing Company, and then at Miller Lite, and I did all that. No response yet,
Nothing.
but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to our buddy Pete, who's gonna be on this show at some point.
Yes, Pete will definitely be on. We're
And
gonna
he
get
was
Pete
telling
on.
me that the same thing happened to him years ago, and they wrote a heartfelt letter.
I can imagine.
And they got more
Fucking
swag and more free beer than they knew what to do with.
Pete did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And
No
so
shit.
I'm thinking,
I believe it.
Miller Lite, granted, social media has made this.
Because they don't
way-
want to do that. They don't want to. They're not trying to screw you.
No,
No, it's a
something
mistake.
happened.
Yeah,
Something
it's
happens.
on the line. They're
Shit
fucking-
happens.
And it did. And I had 29 excellent
Yep.
beers. But that 30th,
Yep.
that's the one.
I got a free 6-pack is what I got when I did that. Because I called them, literally.
With no visual evidence.
Called them.
You just said,
No,
I got a
told
bottle of
them.
water.
I said, listen. I was like, and it was funny as fuck. I just called them and said, bought a 6-pack. And I opened it and it said, literally, it was a bottle of water. And it was soapy.
Yeah, that's
you know?
yeah,
And I said to her,
they
I
drew
said,
the
but I
lines.
I took a sip out of it. I said, it was fucking bottle of water. And they sent me a voucher for a 6-pack.
I tell you right now, if I was the Bud Light guy and I didn't like my job, it'd be like, well, it was an improvement over the actual flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Miller Lite, I like Miller Lite. I'm feeling good with Miller Lite these days. And this one disappointed me, but I figured let's see what social media can do. We rag on it all the time here.
Yep.
Let's see if there's a little bit of power. I would love a case of beer to show up at my house.
Yeah.
I really, or a 30.
And it should. And it should.
And it should. And it should.
And not that they owe you anything, but as a company that provides you a service that you paid for, that stands behind that product,
well, that's what they should be worried about.
Yeah, just
I would do it.
Quality
If-
control.
If I quality control.
Well,
they
they
stand behind their product. If I sent you a 30-pack and you got 29 beers
Well-
and one of them was empty, I'd be like, here's another 30-pack.
If I got a 4-bedroom house and one of the bedrooms was haunted, I don't want to pay full price for that house.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the way I'm looking at this. But
Yeah, but some people pay extra for that shit, man. It's fucked up.
No, but you got to make it. You got to make it up to an extent.
we'll see
And
what
a
happens.
30-pack
I don't
isn't-
think it's going to work because I think social media has ruined the letter writing campaign
Yeah.
that used to be. I mean, I knew people back growing up that would just write letters about everything and would just get free shit for years. I knew a woman who never had to pay for shampoo again. Like and it wasn't even like good shampoo. She was like reaching out to like the White Rain
Suave.
company. Like if you've been to a dollar store, you've bought this, and she
Yeah.
just didn't even want to pay that. Like she's done.
Yep.
I don't know what I would pay for a beer. I like beer a lot. I
Yeah.
really do. I like
do
good
too.
beer. But if you're telling me that a can of really good craft beer is now going to be $12 to $15, game is over.
Yeah.
The game is over, and
I
I'm
feel the
swilling
same.
vodka.
I feel the same fucking way. I would. I mean, if it's $12, obviously I'm gonna quit drinking. Exactly. Insert laughter here, but anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't worry, guys. Calm down. It's all a bunch of crap. That whole story was all a bunch of crap.
Nah, it's happening.
I traced it down. I fucking went to where the article was originally published in Nature Plants magazine. And it was all based.
You're a subscriber,
I'm serious. I fucking went down. It was
Nature
all based
Plants.
on a hypothetical weather events in the
On the
future.
and in the future, and based
Using-
on because I saw an article the same
Using
way the
hypothetical
bees.
data. Yes,
it
they
said-
use
yes.
that in their thing.
And
too.
know what's funny is they just read
It's
an
not-
article on
it's
that
not real.
talking about the honeybees
Yeah.
dying, and they're saying blaming it on climate, climate change, and actually, a few scientists have come out and said
They're making
no,
a comeback.
No, he said no. It wasn't climate change. It was pesticides. These guys are spraying pesticides on so much stuff.
Well, another thing too is
it's killing them off.
they're trying to kill hybrid
Yeah.
races, which is killing like regular bees too.
So
Whatever.
the bees were dying off because they were sucking up pesticides. Just exactly what you were trying to stop.
Well, I'll say this. Do you know one thing else that this is killing is this show?
Yes,
definitely.
All right,
exactly.
So let's get
Definitely.
into some housekeeping. What do you say? Huh?
Let's do this.
You know what I say? I love beer. You guys love beer?
Well, yes.
Cheers to beer.
Here's the beer.
I don't think we ever cheered to beer.
I
Hooray,
think
beer.
we did, but
Did we?
let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
To beer.
To beer.
To beer and all the good things it did to this episode.
Yes.
All right, so let's do a little housekeeping. First off, the usual social media nonsense. It's NTS_podcast at Facebook, Twitter, soon to be Instagram. We're not lying to you. It's just a matter of how long we can get you to wait. Also, you want to check us out at
.com.
why don't you do why don't you,
Yeah, why
scroll,
don't you
why don't you
scroll
scroll
that
for
down?
me so I can see what the fuck I'm doing?
Scroll.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
here we go. I also want to give another good shout out to our friends at Damaged Goods. They've been giving us a lot of love lately.
A lot of love.
We're doing a lot of collaborating.
Love
lately.
them. They're awesome.
Of course we are. And you know what? But now it's starting to really feel like a network. We're all starting to talk.
Things are moving.
We're doing this meeting. We've got to the Comic-Con thing. They might be coming up for that. We'll let you get to that in a minute. But all in all, I want to throw some shouts out again to Damaged Goods. We've got the Damaged Goods show, which is like our Bizarro world. I really love those guys.
Definitely.
We've all got like a match there, and it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
fucking
it
creepy.
is.
It is fucking
Especially
creepy.
the Mike Sith connection.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about this before the show. Yeah.
With the
was-
granny porn.
There was so much granny porn. There was so much like wiffle bat tit porn.
That's it. Porn.
I want to throw it out to Daddy
category.
Issues. Daddy Issues is on a little bit. We're going to call it a pause.
Yeah, they are. They're a hiatus.
But,
hiatus.
but you know what happens when we hit pause recording an episode? What happens after that? We just get better.
Gold.
That's it.
And that's what's going to happen.
And that's exactly what's coming
Definitely.
next. So, Shade, we're with you, kid. We're going to show up on your show, and we're going to talk about leather and bondage and whips and chains.
She's
and
going to rip shit up.
Can I watch
Soon.
or listen?
what you're talking about. It's going to be the first video Daddy Issues.
Sweet.
Because if anything screams Daddy Issues, it's the guy sitting in front of me right now.
No, she's going to clean up.
There's going to be Clay Time in the basement who just completed his show. Clay, congratulations on recording that show. I do apologize that no one was there to record your show.
Yeah, he got burned.
He got burned
He
bad.
got burned so hard.
And with you, the crime was I saw the YouTube video, and Clay deserved
It was fucking
every ounce of attention.
Yeah, he
It
did.
was fucking
We hang out
awesome.
with this guy. He's now on daily. We keep saying every Thursday, but he's now doing it daily. 15 minutes. Get in or you missed
Get
it.
out. Yep.
That's it. But you get in, you get out, you laugh a lot, and you have a good time. Leave him some comments. He'll post them right to the screen, make you famous, give you 15 seconds or so. It's all good.
Yep.
Clay Time is awesome. And then we've got Baked and Awake, the
Yes.
most cerebral show on the network. I'd love to believe it was us, but I'd be wrong and lying.
No, exactly.
Old to Canada.
Steve over at Baked and Awake does an amazing job. He not only talks about cannabis, it's not just a pot show.
No, it's not just a weed show. He talks about a lot of
A
stuff.
lot of things, and if weed helps him get
He
there,
gets
so
deep-
be it.
yeah, he gets, he gets
Hell
deep.
yeah.
He gets deep into a lot of stuff.
Which is unlike every other pothead I've ever known in my life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, they're great over there. He does
Very
a really, really good
knowledgeable
job.
No, he
about
does.
the whole community.
You know,
It's
we all
awesome.
joke
I
about
like
it, but the one thing I'll always come back to is you got to know what's going on in the world before you know what's so funny or cool about it. And that's exactly where Steve comes from with Baked and Awake.
Yep.
Okay. And then we've got the broast. Maybe, maybe not.
We'll see.
But
It's-
you know what?
it's-
If you're new
possible.
if you're new to the network, you should be listening to us.
Yeah.
And you should be hearing this with your own ears. So nobody should be telling you this. If you're on the broast, welcome aboard, and we'd love to hear from you. Craig, give us some love. You know what's going on.
Yes, Rhode Island Comic Con. We'll be there through November 2nd through the 4th. We got a table there. We'll be right by the epic photo op booth on the main floor of the convention
fucking cool
center.
is that?
That
I know,
is
man.
fucking cool.
Right
I
on
mean,
the main
honestly,
floor.
how many dicks did you suck to get this table?
Look at
Just
his
like
lips.
3 of them.
All right, well, I think that's fair.
Right?
And
3
2
dicks
on
is
the
cool.
day of the show.
No, but I mean, we're in a cool spot. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're right by Artist Alley, so that's cool. You know, for me.
Yeah, I have no interest, but that's good. It'll just keep me focused on the job at hand.
Yeah. No, but it's going to be a great time. Come by, sit at the table, talk with us.
We're going to have
yeah,
microphones set up.
Yes.
We're going to have the laptop set up. We're going to be recording throughout the weekend.
I'm going to see why you're dressed up like Deadpool or why, we want to know that.
And just to let you guys know, they do serve alcohol there.
There it is.
That's good. That bodes well for us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean,
But I think one of the best things is one of the tables around there is selling beanbag chairs.
Gigantic
Yes.
beanbag chairs. They're
across
like
from us.
giant ones.
So what are the odds?
well,
Give me an
somewhere there.
over-under on what are the odds of us sitting and recording in beanbag chairs?
Pretty
by
high.
the end of the
Pretty high.
weekend. What are the odds that we're going to lose Manny until we find him in a beanbag chair?
Way high.
Way high. Way high.
Yeah.
And and that's probably how we're going to walk out of the weekend. Way
Yes.
high. So it's
Yeah,
going to be a
that's
good
awesome.
time. Come on by. Come see us. Come talk to us. You don't need to buy anything. You just take our shit
Yep.
and spread the word.
Yeah, we got tons of stuff to give out.
I mean, but if you want to buy something,
There's nothing to buy.
There's
dickhead.
nothing to buy.
Hey, listen, if you
We're
want to buy
just handing
something,
shit away for free.
We're
Yes,
not even
come
doing
by
the
the show.
whole fucking PayPal tip jar. We're not doing it.
oh,
No.
we're not doing that.
We just
Damn it.
want to meet people because
All
we
right.
feel like this is the best show for the people that we want to reach.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that's where we're at. So we're paying for this to meet you all.
Yep.
And please be there. And hopefully the guys from Damaged Goods will make the trip up.
I hope so. That would be
But
great.
if they can't, they'll
That
be
would
there
be
in
awesome.
spirit. We'll be representing you guys well, and we'll represent us well. Mike, do you have anything else to add tonight?
Yes. Psst, if you guys really do want to buy something, go to teespring.com and search for Needless to Say Swag Shop. Please do that.
Well, don't just go there. Buy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And 3 of them.
Please.
And Craig?
Needless to say, we said it.